Hello, everyone. It's Father Mark. As you know, we are coming up on the feast of the conversion of St. Paul, and we're going to be celebrating that this coming Sunday. We're going to be celebrating the feast of St. Paul. And as I've been thinking about St. Paul, one thing that comes to mind is how very valuable his life is to us during this time, during this past year, during what we have to continue to deal with this pandemic. If you think about it, St. Paul spent the last part of his ministry in prison, where he was alone, where he was isolated much of the time, and where he was waiting for things he didn't know was going to happen. It was a time where he was living with worry at times where he was living with fear. Not so much fear for himself, although I'm sure at times he did feel a bit challenged by what was going on, but more because he was afraid for the churches that he'd established. He's more afraid for the ministries. We see in some of the letters that he writes from prison about him being concerned about the people out there. And yet Paul holds firm to his faith throughout the entire time. We all remember one of the last things he wrote, "I have run the good race, I have held firm, I have held to my faith." And so as we continue to deal with these challenges in our lives, both on our own lives, in our own world, with our own families, and with this world at large, let's ask St. Paul to pray for us, to help us to see his example of being someone who is able to hold firm in those challenges, in those times of difficulties, in those times when we are concerned for ourselves and for the people that we love, and trust that God will take care of us and guide us home no matter what it is, that we may be there for one another and grow in faith, hope, and charity.